Hi, my name is Peter Gazinski and I'm the product manager for MaxScheduler. With this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to how to do configurations with MaxScheduler. The first part, the configuration options are available through the configuration menu. So configuration, change start date. The schedule is starting at June 5th, 2009. Let's change it to June 8th. Okay, and we see that change has been reflected. The next options are about import configuration. We've covered that in another video, so I'm not going to go over that again. The next thing I'm going to get into is within a business, you may have, say, 30 resources that you're scheduling. And in MaxScheduler, those are represented by columns here: drill press, machine 2, machine 3, etc. What we do is, instead of showing those 30 resources on one screen, we split them into something we call boards. And right now we have these 4 resources on one board. We call it board 1. Then if you click on next, you'll see board 2 is machine 5 to machine 8. Let's go back to the previous one. And you may want to adjust that, change the labels or add more. So let's show how that's done. Go to configuration, edit schedule columns. Let's change drill press to machine 1. And let's add machine 25. And we see that's been changed. Now we have 5 columns instead of 4, and it's called machine 1 and machine 25. The next thing is change schedule layout. The first parameter is schedule start time. So for each day, you can specify what the beginning of the schedule will be. 8 means 8 a.m. The timing works on a 24-hour clock. Okay. The next part is row time increment, and what that means is how much time is taken up with a row. This depends on your business. If your business, for example, just schedules for a couple of days, you may want to have your row time increment in hours. If it schedules out for months, you may want to have your row time increment in, say, to reflect days. So you'd put in for a day. If you want a row to represent a day, you put in the value 24. Schedule length in rows means how long does the schedule go for, and it's a multiple of row time increment. So in this case we have the value of 48. So what that means is the schedule goes on for 48 hours. The other parameters here are for adjusting some of the visual aspects of the schedule. Row height pixels is saying 60 pixels is used for display height. Okay. Let's import some data for some sample. Okay, I'm going to schedule something. Here we have, when you schedule an item, it displays the information on the little blue box here. And the information it displays is in a certain order depending on the import variables that we specified through import configuration. So what it's doing is the first line is an invoice number, the second one is a customer name. And there's a legend up here that describes all that. Line 1 is INV, L2 customer, etc., etc. You can adjust what gets displayed or what doesn't through configuration. Adjust schedule item attributes, and the first 8 here say what import attributes do you want displayed for its configuration for a scheduled item. So let's switch invoice number to customer. So now the customer name will be shown first. So customer gets switched to invoice number. Select OK. Schedule that item again. And we see that the customer name is shown first and then the invoice number. Okay, what are the other options you have? The next one, schedule time length, field name or static number. When you schedule an item, it can show up as a static amount of rows, for example 2 or 3 or 10. Or what you can do is say, when you import data, you may have a number there that represents how long that job is going to take. For example, a job may take 6 hours. So what you can do is say that import column is called hours, and I want, when you schedule an item, to reflect that value that was in that imported value. So you just type in hours here. So when you schedule, so if you look here, there's in the list view which shows the imported items, you have hours and you have a value of 3. So it means 3 hours. So you drag it onto the board, and it takes up 3 rows of time, which represents 3 hours. If we show here, there's another one with a value of 2. Drag it onto the board, or drag it over here, and now it takes up 2 rows. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the last configuration screen. And there's a couple here. You can specify the save directory, the publish directory, and also you can specify, in the list view, you can specify the maximum width for some data. Some of your import data may be very long, and you want to show as many columns as possible for when you're scheduling, so you can see all the important information. So here it's shown in pixels. So 160 pixels is the maximum a column can take up visually. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video.